The flowers were a present from Elena's faithful admirer, Lieutenant Leonid Shervinsky of the Guards, a friend of the salesgirl at La Marquise, the famous confectioners, and a friend of the salesgirl at the florist's shop, Les Fleurs de Nice. In the shadow of the hortensias was a blue patterned plate with a few slices of sausage, butter under a glass bell, lumps of sugar in the sugar bowl and a long loaf of white bread. Everything one could want for a delicious supper if only the situation. The teapot was covered by a bright woolen tea cozy in the shape of a rooster, while the gleaming side of the samovar reflected the three distorted faces of the turbans, making Nikolka's cheeks look as round and puffed as the face of Momus scribbled on the stove. Elena looked miserable and her red curls hung lankly down. Tallberg and his trainload of the hetman's money had gone astray somewhere, and the evening was ruined. Who knows what might have happened to him? The two brothers listlessly ate some slices of bread and sausage. A cold cup of tea and the gentleman from San Francisco lay on the table in front of Elena. Misty and unseeing, her eyes stared at the words. Darkness, sea, storm. Elena was not reading. Finally Nikolka could restrain himself no longer. Why is the gunfire so close, I'd like to know? I mean, they can't have. He broke off, his reflection in the samovar distorting as he moved. Pause. The hands of the clock crawled past the figure 10 and moved on, tonk-tank, to 10:15. They are firing because the Germans are swine, his elder brother barked unexpectedly. Elena looked up at the clock and asked. Surely they won't just leave us to our fate. Her voice was miserable. As if by unspoken command the two brothers turned their heads and began telling lies. There's no news, said Nikolka and bit off a mouthful. What I said was purely, conjectural. Rumors. No, it's not rumors, Elena countered firmly. That wasn't a rumor, it was true. I saw Shklova today and she said that 2 German regiments had withdrawn from Borodianka. Rubbish. Now just think, Alexei began. Is it conceivable that the Germans should let that scoundrel Petliura come anywhere near the city? Is it? Personally, I can't imagine how they could ever come to terms with him for one moment. Petliura and the Germans, it's utterly absurd. They themselves regard him as nothing but a bandit. It's ridiculous. I don't believe you. I know what these Germans are like by now. I've seen several of them wearing red armbands. The other day I saw a drunken German sergeant with a peasant woman, and she was drunk too. What of it? There may be isolated cases of demoralization even in the German army. So you don't think Petliura will break through? No, I don't think it's possible. Absolument pas. Pour me another cup of tea, please. Don't worry. Maintain, as the saying goes, complete calm. But where's Sergei, for God's sake? I'm certain that train has been attacked and... Pure imagination. Look, that line is completely out of any possible danger. But something might happen, mightn't it? Oh, God. You know what railroad journeys are like nowadays. I expect they were held up for about 3 hours at every single station. That's what a revolution does to the trains. 2 hours delay for every hour on the move. With a deep sigh Elena looked at the clock, was silent for a while, then spoke again. God, if only the Germans hadn't acted so despicably, everything would be all right. Two of their regiments would have been enough to squash that Petliura of yours like a fly. No, I can see perfectly well that the Germans are playing some filthy double game. And where are our gallant allies all this time?